that brings me to the issue is organic pest management, because we're not going to use chemicals. Hey, how's it going, everybody? My name is Jason. This is Art of Creation Homestead. We've been doing some weekend vlogs lately. This is not necessarily going to be a weekend vlog, okay? But we are going to cover some things that's going on, show you how things are growing, and then kind of cover an interesting topic here. But if you've been following us, we've obviously been planting our garden, our container garden. We do. We only have a half-acre lot. Okay, remember that. If you haven't followed us, we only have a half-acre lot, and we use our backyard. Don't use our front yard, just the back. So we have a limited space, but we still do all right for ourselves. Grow quite a bit of food there, and right behind me over here, there's a mess of containers back in that way, and some other raised beds around the corners and whatnot. So we plant a lot of food. We grow a lot of food organically. Okay. And you can tell, look, these tomatoes look wonderful. They're looking outstanding, looking really good. And then some of them, even though they look really good, the plant's doing great. They've been pruned by a wild rabbit. We've got a lot of that going on by chance. But you can see the tomatoes look great. See? Lines of tomatoes. Boom. Well, hang on. Peppers. Tomatoes. 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 Plenty of tomatoes, plenty of peppers. This line is full of beans. Green beans to be exact. And you can see they all sprouted well. And then they've been ate on. That might be a rabbit. Some of this, look at this. The leaves are gone. Maybe a bug. More bug damage and more bug damage. These are the perils of organic gardening. Things sprout, things grow, but because you're not using chemicals, it can be a little more taxing to keep them from being ate on. How about that? We've got several things here that we've done, and we're going to go over those things. And then over here in this corner of our yard, we've got a center block raised bed behind us with garlic and onions, and beets are planted in that section there. There's not a whole lot there, and a couple of grow bags, some tomatillos and peppers right there. Okay. Now I'm going to have to step over our makeshift chicken wire fence to go check in on the beets. Now, if you've been following us, you might think, "Hey, Jason, you planted these beets weeks ago. Why do they look this small? Why are they all this small?" It's because this is my second planting of them. They all germinated before, and they all got ate. They disappeared. Just the little stems left. What ate them? Was it the rabbit? Was it bugs? I don't really know, but there was something. We do, however, have some winter squashes germinating right here. These are cushaws right there and right there. Looks like the start of a squash right there. Good one right there. So things are obviously growing, and things are obviously getting eaten before they need to be getting ate, right? But hey, these grow bags of potatoes, these taters right here, those look great. These are Kennebecks. This green stalk of peas is doing all right. That one needs to be harvested probably. Along with that one, it's a little far. The peanuts in this green stalk are looking wonderful. Yes, I said peanuts. This one just germinated. These are looking great all the way up and down. And then once you get down here, oh look, stems have been ate on at the very bottom. Imagine that. You see a theme? Now over here, obviously you can see because the lighting is crazy. This is a good one. These are purple rain tomatoes we got in grow bags, and something has pruned our tomatoes for us. See? There, there. Something pruned these peppers for us. Here and here. They even broke this one totally off for us and ate off that end. And this one. And if that's not enough, I planted some carrots. They all germinated. I was ready to thin them, and now they're gone. That white powder on there is just a it's just diatomaceous earth, which is naturally derived powder, white powder that helps in organic gardening. So now that brings me to the issue is organic pest management, because we're not going to use chemicals. It's just not going to happen. We're not going to do that. Do everything as natural and organic as possible. So what do you do? But especially what do you do when you have tiny rabbits running around your yard and you can't seem to get rid of them? Well, first thing we did, honestly, is that it's very cheap, cost effective. Well, not very cheap and cost effective, but it can be cheaper than other options. One of the things we did is this. We just made a little makeshift fence. There's some 3-foot tall chicken wire and a 3-foot tall plastic step-in post from Tractor Supply. That's a simple way to keep the little furry critters, little furry pests out. That has helped. So now it's not getting over there and eating things again. But sometimes maybe that's not what you want. Maybe you're looking for something better. Another option we went with, which is actually the very first option we took a few years ago, maybe 5 years ago maybe, we had issues with every furry critter possible getting in our garden, eating tomatoes, and just dropping them on the ground, leaving half-eaten tomatoes around. And nothing's worse, honestly, than to put all that time and effort into growing your garden just to come out and find mostly ripe tomatoes half-eaten and laying on the ground. When you know, it's like we had everyone imaginable. We had groundhogs and rabbits during the day. We had raccoons and possums and skunks at night. We had everything. Everything possible was getting in our garden, eating it, except for us, right? So the next year we came to not the assumption, but we came to the realization that we're not putting forth all that time and money and energy and everything, all that work into this thing and just feeding animals. So we did this. We bought a Premier One fence. It's the extreme level, right, of protection, which we still have small rabbits jumping through the hoops. We have a small rabbit that can get through this right here. Actually just watched him while I came out here to shoot this video. He jumped off of this raised bed and straight through one of these holes without getting shocked. Which I may have actually already turned the fence off, I don't remember. It's a solar powered electric fence. It has a solar charger right here behind me. You just turn it off and on. It gives a little jolt. It's really helped us because if something comes over and gets jolted, it ain't trying to come back, because it's not going to kill an animal by no means. It's enough to let it know, hey, don't do that. And it's enough to let you know, hey, don't do that if you touch it. But it has helped. Now, that takes care of the furry critters, right? That's about all you can do organically, to keep furry critters out of your yard. Obviously you can do other things, which we have done recently, but this is the approved methods of keeping furry critters out, just fences, and that helps. But obviously then you have the bug management, which is really where you come into organic or not organic, right? And you've seen what we do. Diatomaceous earth, naturally derived, and it's just powder that we sprinkle on areas that keeps, like roly-poly bugs, little pill bugs, from eating stuff. And normally we get that on our beans before it's too late. This time it started raining, and rain's just gonna wash it off, so it does no good. So it started raining, and all the seeds sprouted, and it kept raining, and the bugs ate everything before we can get to it. So we may have to replant, and that's just part of it. They may come out of it even, but diatomaceous earth, dusted on there. We don't use 7 or any of those things like that. Just too many harmful chemicals. We don't trust it. So diatomaceous earth is a great thing to use to keep those little bugs off of. It should work for flea beetles and things of that nature that can bite little holes in your leaves. The other thing that you may want to look at if you're looking for organic pest management is neem oil. Neem oil seems to work on the more invasive, I guess maybe that's the right word, I'm not sure, the bugs that can get on things. We haven't really used it before, but I think like cabbage moths, that's a big one for all your brassicas, your kale, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, cabbage. Those types of things are all brassicas, is the family name for them. And they, these cabbage moths, they're little white moths that fly around. They'll get on the brassica family plants, and they'll lay their eggs, and little green worms will get in the spine of your green foliage, green plants, and so you can't hardly see it until all of a sudden you're like, their leaves are gone. So all of a sudden you're like, oh no, okay, all my kale is gone. Why is that? A cabbage moth. So neem oil seems to work on those. Neem oil is a little harsher though. It is organic, but it's a little harsher. I believe that you need to use it at night or like in the evening, because if you use it during the day and during the hot of the sun, it'll burn up your plants possibly, and it might actually harm bees as well. So maybe a little cautious with that one, but once it dries, it's okay. And anyways, I think like it keeps those kinds of things good. So those are good organic pest management practices. But again, fence works for the furry ones. I tell you what, the electric fence might work for the two-legged mammals as well. But those are some good organic pest management techniques that you can use to protect your investment. Because let's face it, this is an investment of money, time, all this work, and these are our babies. You got to understand, Angela, my wife, put in work on our tomato plants and our pepper plants, and she babied those things and made sure they were good, make sure they were healthy and strong plants. If you followed us, then you realized we had some struggle with them at the start of those plants, but she stuck with it, and she got them healthy, and she made sure that they were okay, and she got them to be beautiful plants before we were ready to set them out. So there's a lot of effort and care and time that went into this stuff, and it's worth the investment to protect it so that it don't get destroyed. Which is kind of frustrating why that rabbit can still get in there, but he's small. He can get through those small holes, but not for very long. He's about big enough to where he can't fit in there. But either way, those are all things that you can do for organic pest management, and just to understand, hey, it's worth the investment to prevent things from happening. So thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Jason. This is Art Creation Homestead. We love y'all. God bless you. Goodbye.